Um, so you guys are graduating in '03, 23,
Yeah, I was
23,
saying, oh,
'03. You were born in '03.
oh,
'01. Okay. Texting and Wi-Fi came out in '03.
oh,
We didn't even have any of it.
I can imagine you in school.
It was terrible. That's why I wanted to quit. I mean, it's not odd to want to quit today. So I don't see what this is sweetened with. That's why I feel scared. It doesn't have like what aspartame, stevia, or sugar.
Mm.
Well, I bought like a case of it because it was a quarter. All right, so this is practice 2. If you guys have taken practice 1 yet, they teach you how to um, work with individuals. Practice 2 is learn how to work with groups, and then practice 3 is kind of like not meta. It's macro social work. So you go micro, macro. I guess this one's kind of meso, but you learn how to work with groups, families, communities, things of that nature. Oh, there's our syllabus. See, I went through the syllabus already, but I'm going to do it again because this is why I want to watch it live on YouTube, but you can if you want to. We are live right now. Because it's hard to see. I guess I'm setting it up so you can see that, but you can ask questions live time and like type it in. And you can also for its show because it saves to YouTube. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm doing it access. And if we do have COVID monkeypox outbreak, or if you're a better online learner, how do you guys do learn online? It's fine either way. I would fail. Mm-hmm. Right. Some now you don't get the option even. Like
I know.
I feel like some of our classes are bad. So I know we're not in the summer anymore, but I did teach it in the summer. So now we're in the fall. And so we're learning how to work with groups. The it is I only like a few major assignments in this class. Sounds easy. The big final is actually a big final, so I try to give you guys like enough time to build it up over time and prepare. And the gist of that is it hot in here or is it just me? I have a nice shirt on. I just don't want to sweat it out. So, um, so the COVID pandemic, as I taught this all live, there were 17 of us in person and we all led groups. We all took turns. So almost the whole class was you lead a group for 16 people. The next time you led a group for 16 people. The next time. And that's how we did it in my social work class. We don't always have 17. The average I've noticed is like 5 to 9. And with COVID, we had to go online. So we learned how to lead groups online. And the first major assignment is observing a mental health group. I don't know if either one of you is in practice right now or like an internship. That's what I was going to say. Do you have Nikita for internship?
I will next semester.
Oh, okay. Do you know where you want to work?
No, I don't.
With kids or adults?
Kids.
Okay. All right. So the example I give is actually like a $10,000 program called Girl Circle. We would lead it at Lighthouse. We would lead a trauma therapy group. We also led the Girl Circle and a few other things. So I will send you all of that material and you can pick from those. And if you want to find one your own, like a group you want to lead, that's the second major assignment is leading your own group. So you could come in, if it's just the 3 of us, you could lead it to us too. And then when you interview with your either job, internship, or whatever, you can say, yeah, I have experience leading groups. So that's the idea is like you've led a group before, you've observed a group. With COVID, we've made it so it could be online. And what I've just done is search for open AA meetings. So there's open Alcoholics Anonymous meetings that you can go to on Zoom and anybody's able to attend. Now, if they're closed, you have to identify as an alcoholic. But if you search for open Al-Anon or AA, so Al-Anon is for friends and families of alcoholics that are suffering. AA is for people getting sober with the 12 steps, which is Alcoholics Anonymous. The first year we did it, we all went to the same group in Xenia at because it was at night, the same time as class. So you have options there. Any of you been to an AA meeting before just to observe? In grad school, you always have to observe an AA meeting. That's why I just jumped it and said, you guys might as well do it now. Because it's one of the most renowned recovery programs. It's like a self-help group. Some people call it the greatest spiritual contribution the West has given to the world. It was founded in 1939. They wrote the book in founded in 35. So, and there's like thousands of groups. Like you could go, if you want a late night time, you can go in Europe. You know, you could go watch a Zoom meeting in Australia or whatever. So it's like around the clock. You just find an open AA meeting, observe it, and then you fill out this sheet at the end of the syllabus for your first paper. We have our normal class demeanor, assignments, grade scale. If you do your work, you're going to be fine. I just want you guys to learn how to get out there, lead a group. Have you guys taken one yet, or are you taking one right now? Practice one. So our book is Toastland and Revos. I think they give you free access to all of these now. Do they let you keep them too? Or do you have to return it?
I would say, yeah, I'm not ever trying to.
I would keep it and sell it, but that's why I would think they'd say return it. You know what I mean? Because like in the old days, we'd sell our books and kind of make your money back. So we've got that. Okay, I'm starting to taste aspartame now. Why can't I see it? Maybe it's benhydrine anhydrous, B ketones, calcium, magnesium, D beta anhydrous, potassium, D beta hydroxylate, sodium, D beta hydroxybutyrate, natural flavors, sodium phosphate, stevia. Okay, it has stevia. Good. That's what I was looking for. I grow that in my backyard. You heard of stevia? So it's a sweetener they use. It's like 300 times sweeter than sugar, but it's a cleansing herb. It's like supposed to clean you out. So I couldn't tell. I feel like when they do that weird advertisement, it's like it could be either or, like aspartame, which is toxic. That's what's in like Diet Coke, Diet Mountain Dew. So I get you don't have the sugar, but stevia makes me feel excited, as you can tell. So this is all our group. It is normally, like I said, a nightly class or 2 times a night. We can do it either way. It's just that like when we lead our groups, it might just be one of us doing that for the day. Here's your observation paper, and it even gives you like examples of what you'd look for while observing the group. So 3 assignments: observing a group, leading a group, creating and writing the final paper on a group and or a grant proposal. Say you go on grants.gov and write a $100,000 grant to get funding for a women's domestic violence shelter to have like a trauma group. And that way you can bring that to your employment or internship or what do you do? Summer? Have you ever done summer camps? Okay. I had to do it a couple of times. So the idea is like getting you out in practice, actually practicing, watching to see what it looks like. Watch as many as you want, but if it's just one and you got it, that's fine. And I feel like we have a few more. Did anybody else show up the other day? I was going to say guy or I feel like mostly social workers are still, when I graduated, I was the only man. And they were getting more freshman men, but it's when I was the only straight male in my class. So I think at the end we had somebody who started as I was leaving. So this gives you the details of what you want to look for. I like live and in person. Zoom is live and in person, kind of. So it can go both ways, and if you'd rather just look up Xenia AA meetings 8 p.m. Friday night, you'll find one. They're all over the place. Dayton, do you guys live in like Xenia, Dayton? Okay. There's tons in Dayton. They have combined AA and Al-Anon in Dayton. That one was on Saturday night. But so it doesn't have to be an AA meeting. If you just know a place you'd like to work, and you call them up and tell them you're a social work student, you like to observe a mental health group, they may like sign a release so you could observe it. AA is just easy that it's free and open access, where you probably won't have problems. Al-Anon's even cooler because it's friends and family of alcoholics, so I feel like there's more people that have that than the 10 to 20% that identify as an alcoholic. You know, it's like a small percentage. Then even for the final paper, we give you an outline at the end of this too. And it is a big one, so that's why I would say try to prepare for it the whole time. And furthermore, if you lead a group and say you do use the girl circle material that I have, you can use that for your final paper. So like what you're leading, you're going to maybe create that for, well, there's all the stuff you would cover, like conceptualization of the group. So like what type of group do you want to lead? You want it for like older adults, cancer patients, hospice, young children at day camp, who you'll serve, paragraph. And so you'll build on it throughout the semester. But ideally, what's cool is if you do go, have you guys ever gone to the grants.gov website? See if it works. This is what we got 2 grants this year. One for a new social work faculty, $70,000. What'd you say?
Period.
Okay. No, I'm good. I got to catch up on that stuff.
Okay.
So I'm
Just like the brain.
I'm going to be 45 next. So sometimes I'm like, huh? And I've got a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, and this newborn on New Year's will be insanity.
Girl or boy.
So now it'll be a girl, oldest boy, and another boy. So it's the boys are bad too. So it's fun. So if you're like looking for something, maybe it is like trauma counseling. I'm just going to think of like examples. And you could, like see what it would take to like, there is trauma observations, civilian partnership for trauma readiness grant, pension counseling. You try to get one that might be more, that's housing and urban development. HEAL initiative, so translating research to practice, the end of overdose crisis. So in Dayton and Ohio, Cincinnati, we have a lot of that. So also both 12-step work and Al-Anon and trauma. And then if you say you apply for it, the most you can get is $750,000. Like if we did this here, we're writing one for the counseling services to get more money to pay counselors because they don't get paid enough. I feel like counselors and social workers never get paid enough. But then when you want to apply, well, here it is. And then you like gotta fill out all kinds of, you would have to create your login. But more importantly, like what does it require to get into it? So like the related documents, stuff that would break down the grant and show you what they're funding for, and say you attach this in cited paper, like I apply to the HEAL initiative grant, and that's during the overdose crisis in the Midwest. $500 million has become available to fund social workers and counselors to lead these type of groups, blah, 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 stuff of that nature. What's the longest paper you guys have written to now on your college career?
8 pages.
Okay. I think that's the bottom of this one. So you could get away with, it's either 8, 10, or 12. So if you use Courier New font, it'll turn 8 pages into 12 pages. And it's easier for me to read, so I'm okay with it. Most teachers are probably not okay with it. agency would you write it for? Ideal membership. So like age, sex, reasons for your, kids, boys, girls. Now I'm going to show you girl circles. You mentioned kids, but this is like the most in depth. I feel like Lighthouse bought this for like $10,000. There we go. Girls circle. And I feel like the one that I used was actually called something else. Downloads. Do you all like night classes better, or you day classes? Those are rough. Like when I worked, I always had to do those, but they were so terrible for me. Ah, here it is.
Yeah, I'm like, oh God, I don't know how to do this. At least it's once a week. Yeah, it's only one day. And
So there's a few of the girl circle that break down, because it is a big program that if you get good at doing this stuff and you're like writing a grant to create curriculum, you can sell the curriculum too. Like if you create something that's like bada boom. I want to make sure, I hope that this isn't going to pull up some weird searches, but here it is. Okay, this would tell you what they do. And then the manual, and you can find your own stuff, but I like giving you examples too, that if you want to use this, it's okay.
Programs will find the simplicity, but also the holistic approach of curriculum to be beneficial to youth. I like the idea that there's multitude of curriculums that cross different age groups, and so they can find which one is appropriate to the piece they're working with, but also that there are additional curriculums so that once you get to your teams, you can add on to that and continue to use the model as your kids have needs.
A lot of the topics I know in the curriculum that one circle offers are not easy topics. And so to have some structure and then have some framework of being able to be intentional and create different types of ways that young people can process and share and to support each other through hard stuff is really powerful.
It has been help me navigate situations
So they obviously do sell their curriculum. I think if you're an agency, that's when it's like the most money. And they've got a few different introductions. Stuff for boys too.
Hey, how you feeling? Better yet, let me ask this question. What did you tell yourself this morning? What did you tell yourself before you clicked on this video? You see, when we wake up in the mornings and our feet hit the ground, we should tell ourselves, today is the day. Today is the day that I'm going to be great. Today is the day I'm going to set my future up for success. Today is the day I'm going to plant seeds. Yeah. What did you tell yourself? My name is Christopher Emmanuel. Thank you for clicking on this video. I help individuals, families, and organizations understand their deepest why, how to build resiliency, the importance of meaningful connections and healthy relationships, interviewing, mentoring, coaching, interviewing, and fashion, so that we can create those safe and supportive spaces for our youth to build stronger families and, most importantly, stronger communities. But you know what's important? Let me share with you and put on your seatbelt. My daughter was involved in human trafficking through adoption. Yes, you heard it right. Human trafficking through adoption. But I fought, and now I have full custody. So I've taken on this role. Your career is what you are paid for. Your calling is what you are made for. We were featured in the New York Times, the Atlanta Journal, preserved in the Library of Congress, and recently featured on the Open Network. And I'm super excited to be a trainer here at the One Circle Foundation. So what are you waiting on? Go book a training and let's connect. I'll see you there. Peace.
So a few of them introducing their stuff, and here's the manual that I think I just tried to open. Let me make sure I actually opened. So this is like more in depth if you were to like really want to use it for your final paper and cite it. That's the actual facilitator manual. I wonder if it's opening and I'm just not. It's getting mad at me. Is it this? No. Is it under this? Oh, there it is. It's open on the internet. That's weird. Is that what this thing does? Is it called Microsoft Edge? So
I think that's kind of that.
So this one is very in depth. This one's 108 pages. It kind of breaks it down. You kind of see their eco map, if you guys remember the eco maps from what do they spend their energy and time on or think about all day, body image, mother-daughter, who I am, relationships with peers, being a girl. I know everybody has their different idea of the eco map, but it would be good to make with girls. Oh, this is the curriculum. Okay. So this is the 222 page one. So this like breaks it down even more if you were to cite it. What I'm asking you all to do for the major assignment number 2. So there's 3, which you could break it down in like a third of the semester, observe the group, a third of the semester, prepare, and then lead the group. And then the last third, write the big final paper, which may include this. So really 2/3 of it is creating your group, learning how to run it, and then writing it up. And writing, that's usually where you make the money. If you're able to write well, which I'm not, but if you're able to write well, you can produce stuff, be published and republished and sold and given out to other people. If you're a good leader of groups, that can still also do well. Agencies love groups, and they usually want to do them because, like when you see a client one-on-one, you get 50, 80 an hour, like 40 or 45. And then when you're independently licensed, it could be more. And they like groups because you can then bill. It's usually, I'm just going to use Medicaid, what they pay, for example. It's $33 per person. Like if you're in a group of 10 people, that's $330 in that hour for the agency. Now, you might only get your normal salary or wage, but agencies love them if you start an Talbot House will have 1,000-person groups for DUI sometimes. So that's like $33,000 for a 1,000-person group. You know what I mean? So that's why people love groups content. So that's the 200-pager about Girl Circle. Here is all you would do to lead a group is one of these weeks. So either week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, 7, 8, or 9. And most groups are 10 or 12 weeks. It's interesting. So they'll like cycle throughout the years. They'll do it like quarterly. I guess that is quarterly. Take a week off and then start it back up again. So like summer, fall, spring, winter. I don't know if I missed one there. I went in dyslexic order. So you could do week 1, connecting with each other, lead week 2, labels. I love this because on page 13, it'll tell you everything you need to do for the group, what materials you need, and it's 6 pages long. So it breaks it down step by step. How am I going to lead this group? So you can prepare yourself, write about it, and then cite it for this big one. I should send it to you guys before I forget. Yeah, I can send it. Did anything come through the other day? The syllabus, because we have. So I'm hoping, is it better to, for example, that's HBSE. I want to go into your class. Like if I did, are you guys good at D2L yet?
the most part.
Right. We're supposed to be trained on it in order to teach online, but social work isn't accredited online. So that's why I've never really bothered to get accredited or certified to teach with D2Ls. I feel like I'm then telling a lie that we teach online and it's accredited too. I don't want us to get in trouble for not being an online accredited program. Did you all want to go to the graduate school at some point in time? Do you want to go to graduate school? It's only 1 year. Okay. Like when she was advising?
Both.
Okay. Oh, you had a summer class. I think we just found out in July. Like, we're accredited till 2029. So if she told you in the spring, she probably was anticipating a yes, but we got it in writing July 15th. Yeah. Maybe it's under this, and then I could email it. That way you don't have to mess with D2L. Email everybody. I have to select all, don't I? And then attach circle. For some reason, is email easier to search and look for stuff, or D2L? Because I feel like email is way easier. I got it on my phone at all time. Okay, I can do both. Like, are the I know. Let's see here. I will do this and this, as long as they're not too big. One of them might be too big. It's 13,000 kilobytes. What's the minimum on these? Well, I also think those that aren't on D2L have not gotten the message about class, because I heard these announcements don't go to your class, like the whole class. Do you? Oh, it's on your phone. It'll bing. Do you guys have any questions about anything? Okay. Trying to give you all the details. Thank goodness for Grammarly. Whew. I wonder what the paid subscription gets you. So yeah, we're just preparing you to lead a group and do all the stuff that we're supposed to do. Oh, it blind carbon copies you. Interesting. So that way you can't like reply all. I wonder why it won't send now. That stinks. I bet you one of them is too big. And it's probably this one. That was it. You ever try to send an email that's too big? Like pictures and stuff, or like, yeah. So ideally that got us through everything. You guys do have all the materials. Somebody already jumped on here, so I guess something got out.
You can send that email to our email.
It's probably central. And it's probably huge, so it might take a minute. Course tools. Did it show up at all? I will also do it right now in D2L. New announcement. Maybe this will let me attach everything. So are you guys taking 1, 2, and 3 all at the same time?
I'm just doing
Okay.
I'm trying to get into the 3. But I need to go to that's the joke.
Is it full?
No, but for some reason my child, because I just signed up, I registered my classes on Monday, and I was registering for them, but then when I clicked on 3, it's like something about test scores and prerequisites. So it's like,
The only way I've found around that is I'll walk over to the registrar with the student and have them punch it in there.
okay.
Or like Miss Jackson can sign you into it, but that's like the.
I sent her an email, and usually she emailed me back.
Is she doing okay? So she might be in a doctoral program. Have you heard that?
I just got your email.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's also announced, so it should be all right. Oh, cool. That wasn't too bad. Sorry I missed you on. And I taught the whole class, and I guess I did come to this room for the last minute of class, so I was in 3 different rooms for that whole class.
That's one I will learn.
Because there are 7 classes that need to be covered in social work right now. Ever heard of Hill?
I'm about to.
Are you?
But I don't know, there's like 2 or 3 of my classes where we don't have a professor yet. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Oh, do they take him off? Apparently, he might not stay. So we'll have to do another search. So you have him for which one, do you think?
I think it's like,
I think he just got his doctorate too. Maybe he got like a new like high paying job somewhere. Who knows?
2340. I think it's social work 2340, but I couldn't see which class. Because for some reason, that class isn't even showing up on my U2L.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I'm still on my U2L. I'm gonna go like onto. I can think of what it is, but it's the class that I don't know if I actually need it or if it's just elective.
What's the name of it? Because some you only need 1 elective of.
I'm gonna have to look it up. 'Cause
Interesting.
yeah, it hasn't even showed up on my U2L yet. Cultural and social sensitivity.
Okay.
Oh, but they just changed it. Never mind.
Who's the teacher now?
Edison Perdon.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
He's the psychology prof. But he probably could teach it.
Yeah.
Interesting. He would be good at that. I wonder if he's just going to do an overload.
Cultural and social sensitivity. But like I said, I don't know if I actually need that class. I was gonna say, because there was a class yesterday, we didn't have a professor, but now Perdomo is teaching it. But it's
Maybe he's just put himself as a bookmark until he gets the actual professor, and they're going to make it B term. Have you heard about B terms?
oh yeah, like how there's like 8 term and then there's B term. So we like later on in the semester.
Right.
What class is that? Oh, this is human behavior. Which I mean, this is like class, so I'm sure. Yeah, it's still a class. I don't think cultural. Yeah, it's like he's the same professor for social welfare. Yeah. And I'm like, we have that class. Yeah. And I believe that's one of the classes we didn't have teaching. Oh. Yeah, because when I signed up for the cultural and social sensitivity, it was Solomon first.
Okay. I hope whatever is going on, it turns out good for him, but he did put our students into a bit of a bind by like not showing up a couple of times. You know, that was annoying.
And the other thing was, initially I was super sick by semester, but now that I've started, it's only 5. which, I mean, I'm not complaining, I don't think 6 is much for myself. But I don't even remember what the class was called. Like, it's not on my schedule.
So
Oh, I think I might know. What
who is it?
Hold on, I'm gonna tell you. Because I was saying, it was 6, but this semester now changed to 1.
Is it HBSE2?
I didn't remember. I took it off before I could like memorize.
Okay. I know you almost have to screenshot stuff nowadays until. I don't like playing like that either. I like it to be real straightforward. What are you guys going to use to be a social worker and make you good social workers? Like, that's it.
It was a social work class. I believe so. Yeah, I don't think it's on there at all because it was on my semester and it's not on there. Yeah.
And you actually registered for it too?
Yeah.
Who was supposed to teach it? That's annoying. But what song dropped?
By the time I got here, it was.
It could have been too few students also. Like if it only has 3, 4, 5, they wanted to do that to this. And I said, no, this is a senior runs because you're about to graduate next year. Yeah. And so they're like, okay. They do want to cancel. When it doesn't make the university money. They don't pass it on to us. Mm-hmm. We had to live off $47,000 last year. So that's family of 5. I think that is actually defined as poverty. 68 is poverty at a family of 4. I know. But in social work, you can. We're writing up a lot of grants. We've got a new faculty position listed and coming on through, and then another grant to study in Ohio the racial disparities in mental health, and then also